let's talk finally about the John Mahama candidature and what it represents for 2024 as far as the NPP is concerned. Economist Intelligence Unit made a prediction that the NDC have a better chance to win 2024 because of the 8-year cycle. We all believe that's how they came to that conclusion, not necessarily based on real research. But the 8-year cycle is valid historical analysis and data for you to sort of extrapolate what's going to happen, which is what we believe they did. However, they say that John Mahama, being the candidate of the NDC, could worry that outcome, and that the outcome of NDC winning may not occur. It's a very contradictory report, because everyone who is studying Ghanaian politics knows that John Dramani Mahama is almost certainly going to be the candidate of the NDC. What does John Mahama's candidature do to the NPP's 2024 ambitions?
I wouldn't like to speak much about what it does for NDC, but yes, you know, when it comes to election, you don't win election or you don't lose election based on one factor. Mm-hmm. So NPP going into 2024, yes, the 8-year cycle will play a part, but that alone could not be the determinant factor to determine which party wins 2024 or loses 2024. That said, I believe if the trajectory that this government is going, slowly picking the country up from this global crisis, if it continues like that, I mean, unless you scared of the truth, the country was in the right direction prior to this COVID and all this whole Ebola. Unfortunately, COVID comes in, then you have these wars and what have you not. But gradually, things are turning around. If things turn around as they're going, the project keeps going on in the villages, in the towns outside Accra, the 8-year factor will not play that much of a role. Personally, I have to admit that I pray that NDC bring John Mahama.
Oh, you prefer John Mahama?
Yes.
Why?
You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Even EIU, your own report, they've told you that it will be a standing block. You see, Ghanaians are growing to understand our democracy and politics. Going into 2020, there were 3 important questions. Are Ghanaians expecting more, or was expecting more from the NPP government? The answer is yes. You know, Ghanaians gave so much and they still believe so much in this president that even with the COVID, we feel that maybe he can, you know, just do something and COVID disappears. Mm-hmm. That is the belief we have in this president. So when this COVID and other issues were coming up, people started getting frustrated. So you ask people, are you, you know, disappointed that things could have been better? They will tell you yes. Were people a little bit disappointed that they might not turn up to vote as, you know, the energy was in 2016? Again, you will get some yeses. Mm-hmm. The most important one was, are people angry or disappointed so they will not vote for Akufo-Addo and go and vote for John Mahama? And the answer was a big no. People love this president. And I know whoever becomes the NPP candidate, presidential candidate, the same questions will pop up. And the last answer will be no again. So me personally, I want President John Mahama to come.
You think if the NDC change their candidates, so say to a Spio-Gabra or Kobna Dufour, it could be more challenging to the NPP?
No, they should bring anybody, but we want John Mahama. They can bring anybody, but we want John Mahama.
But if anybody can win the election for the NDC, the national election, it's surely John Mahama.
Well, you know, it cuts 2 sides. If we are in 2022, almost
2 years to go.
It's less than 2 years.
Okay.
About 1.5 years. If you have to bring a new person, and now they have to market the person.
So that's difficult for them. So you are saying the NDC find themselves in a catch-22 situation?
Yes. So what do? Do you bring a new person to come start selling himself?
If I'm NDC, I'll bring John Mahama.
Well,
and risk it.
That is what we are praying they do.
And mount a campaign, proper campaign.
You see, you know the problem of President John Mahama? He can't make a promise.
Why?
You've been there before. If you wanted to do it, you should have done it.
That's going to be very complicated for him.
You cannot make a promise. If they bring
but
any
Akufo-Addo is making promises.
And he's delivering.
Okay, I get the point. Akufo-Addo can make a promise because he can tell you that I said free SHS, I did it. So if
I said 1D, 1F, as we speak, I think about 100 and something are in operation. He still has 2 more years. I personally, when he made that promise that 1D, 1F, I said to myself, if this president is even able to do just
half
50
of the factories in districts,
he's
done well.
That's it. And now he has exceeded.
Last week he commissioned another one in Prampram.
He keeps commissioning and me, I've lost count. Every day he's commissioning. And don't forget.
So you think that's going to be John Mahama's problem, but he cannot promise,
he can't promise.
He cannot chart a new path. He cannot tell Ghanaians, this is the new agenda, this is where I'm going.
I mean,
because they'll ask him that, why didn't you do it when you were there?
That is the thing. But then again, the other flip side is he's known to Ghanaians. After all, he's been the president of this country.
He's a known quantity.
For more than 4 years. We all know him.
Yeah.
So that is the side. But then the other side is, what are you going to tell Ghanaians?
In the campaign.
In the campaign.
You ride on the public emotion. We have